1.
I would get that fixed.
Yeah.
You should fix that.
Yeah.
I
well,
mean, if anybody sees that,
yeah.
you might get arrested.
Really?
I think so.
You don't.
Put it back in.
They might want to see it.
Okay.
I just tweeted like.
You
About
tweeted
Two
it?
great. I just shared it. No, I tweeted. I thought this was a funny line, and you guys tell me. 2 great trailers, 3 mediocre people talking about it. Huh?
That's rude. Who the fuck you calling mediocre?
No, seriously.
You know what, Drew? You have some balls calling us mediocre, considering I'm in Ireland and I can't come there to kick your ass.
It's funny. I'll give you a funny.
Yeah.
I'll give you a giggle.
Yeah, when there's an ocean between us, you've no
I
idea
included
what
myself in
mediocre.
the mediocre, right? I mean, I feel like
I was on Reddit today and I saw a guy trying to film a one line from Robin Williams. Took him 18 minutes to get the one line out because Robin just wouldn't stop ad-libbing.
ad-libbing,
And the
yeah.
director's just getting madder and madder. Just the line!
just speak the line. Oh man, I'm excited today. We do have 2 great trailers, and we have
3 mediocre people.
and 3 amazing. 2. Well, I'm clearly the weakest link. PJ next to my right, and Pagan
Yeah, go
drinking
fuck
out of
yourself.
what is that? Is that a
Same as their-
Pokemon? A
same as their
Pokemon
pillow.
mug?
It's very on brand for me.
A little bit.
It's got the
bit.
red top and
Yeah.
the white and the little button in the middle. Can you catch Pokemon with that mug?
I sure
Are you
have.
drinking
Look
a
at all
Pokemon?
my Pokemons, and also this
It's a good
somewhat
size
Gengar
mug.
replacement. Look at him, he's so cute.
I like a
Yeah.
His
big
name's
mug.
Gary.
His name's Gary.
Gary the
Yeah, 'cause
ghost.
he's
After-
Scary Gary.
Gary Busey. Hey, I'm Gary Busey. Now we got 2 greats. We're gonna watch a wrestling trailer, The Iron Claw.
Based on the Iron Claw. That's a true story.
Yeah, based
Yeah,
on
yeah.
you know that story.
know the Iron
Oh,
Claw.
yeah, well, it's in your demo, your age. You were around then.
I was. I actually think I saw him wrestle.
Oh, no shit.
Is he the Iranian guy?
I don't know if he was Iranian. Maybe. I don't know. We can jump into that. Maybe he is Iranian. Hell. And then we're gonna watch American Fiction, which I'm jazzed about this. I was reading a little bit about this last night, and I was like,
It's not the guy.
this is yeah. I don't think he was Iranian. But he's got the iron claw grip, and he grabs the head and he squeezes it. It's gonna be great. But before we jump into those trailers, I wanted to quickly just. It's spooky season, right? It's October.
Spoopy season.
My wife has really gotten in the mood, right?
So
Like we
saying
started
Scary
watching.
Gary is here.
This guy.
Hi, Scary.
Iron Sheik. You never saw this guy?
No.
He was fucking awesome.
Oh no.
Iron Sheik.
Oh
Yes,
my
go on.
God.
Spoopy season.
Sorry, go on. Sorry. Yeah.
To be fair, and we'll get into what the dad, the Iron Claw dad. I was reading a little bit about him last night. He apparently dressed up as a Nazi, in the ring. I was like, wow, that of a time.
Strong.
So, but I wanted to ask you guys, because it's spooky season, what is the scariest movie you've ever seen?
The Exorcist. I didn't even watch it.
It
That's the
depends
one
on your-
Pagan hasn't watched yet.
depends on
Literally,
your
I've watched a
age.
few. I've watched a bit of it, and then I stopped watching it because it scared me. So that's it. That's my answer. It's easy.
What was it?
The
Anything?
Exorcist.
Oh, The Exorcist. Oh, I didn't hear you.
I
didn't
started
hear.
watching it, and then I noped out, and that's why. That's the scariest movie ever.
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary.
But you couldn't finish it?
Yeah, you see, I'm not a big horror movie fan. So a lot of the horror movies that I watched were probably when I was younger, and I was like, oh, I could watch this. No, turns out I don't have the disposition for horror. So I couldn't watch The Exorcist, noped out of it. That's why that's probably the scariest movie. The other scary movies are like stuff that I've had nightmares about, like Paranormal Activity and The Conjuring. I thought The Conjuring was a strong one. I thought actually it was very well made as well.
Yeah.
The
What do you think about what about The Exorcist scare? Like, why is that a scary movie for you?
I don't love like the demonic possession thing.
Yeah.
That's weird. And then like, there's just some scenes in that film, and I feel like everybody knows what we're talking about. But like, there's the scenes in those films where there's like self-mutilation and stuff, and I actually like it gives me the crease, and I just want to burn that film and every copy.
Have
of
you
it.
watched it recently?
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
But
Like,
everybody
you
who
watched
said
it-
this to me. They're like, well, if you watch it recently, you'll see that it doesn't quite hold up. And I'm like, I don't
It
care.
doesn't.
It's
Yeah,
still
it doesn't.
scary. Are you kidding me? That absolutely holds up. Anything
you
with
know what I
demonic
think?
possession, I'm not a huge fan of, honest. And I
Yeah.
don't know what that is. I think maybe that's like Catholic upbringing or something. But
Right.
yeah, it's just like instilled
That's what I
in
was
my
gonna
What
say.
was
brain.
yours? The Munsters?
Well, no, I was gonna say just on that point. I think what's great about like The Exorcist or like the haunting or what? No, the exorcism of like Emily Rose or
Rose,
whatever. What I think makes those so scary is it feels grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something about the religion of it and that like
Right.
demonic possession could, right? You know, like it
Yeah.
feels plausible because of how prominent religion is in our society and how many people believe, right? You know what I'm saying? So there's something oddly that feels like that could be a thing. You know what I'm saying? And there's real life exorcists that are exist.
Have you seen that movie, The Pope's Exorcist?
No, is it good?
It's good.
Is
It's
it?
good,
Is
yeah.
it scary? It kind of seems
It's
silly.
not- like I don't know what it's happened anymore, but it's very hard to scare me in a movie.
Yeah, I
Like
hear
when I
you.
was a kid, The Hand,
Yeah.
that movie, that scared the shit out of me.
Right?
Probably wouldn't hold up now.
Yeah.
And then Black Christmas
Black
from
Christmas.
'79.
I never saw that.
Where they're in the
Hellraiser.
house. The killer's in the house. Like
Like
when I was
Home
that age,
Invasion?
and
Yeah.
then the others scared the shit out of me when I
Which
first
one's that
watched
one?
it.
Is that
Oh,
the
the
Stephen
others is
King?
so
The
good.
Stephen
Nicole
King
Kidman.
one?
Nicole Kidman. But now
very good.
Skyler's been going on a scary quest.
Yeah.
and, yeah.
Nothing.
Fair play to Skyler.
So I mean, as a kid though, like, what was the scariest thing? Was it
The Hand.
The Hand?
Oh yeah, but I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Like that thing scared the shit.
Not
out
not
of
the
me.
hand from.
I used to be
not the
really
hand
into-
from. Not the thing
No,
from.
it's just an old black and white
No.
movie.
Movie with the hand,
I
yeah.
used to be into horror characters big time.
Okay.
And I would go to the store and buy that horror magazine where they had the werewolf and
Like
that on the front.
Fangoria?
Fangoria.
Yeah.
It would scare the shit out of me. So I had this toy trunk in my bedroom, and I would go and I would put it, because I never use it anymore. So I'd put the magazine in the toy trunk, put the toy trunk on top of that, then put boxes on top of the toy trunk, and then things on top of the boxes, just so nothing in that magazine could get out. And then I'd have to
It's
put
the
my
equivalent
bed
of
at
putting it
the
in the
door
freezer
so I
or
could
something.
see down the hallway and leave the hall light on just in case nobody came up that stairs.
That's amazing.
I'm trying to fall asleep.
What is it with the light on? Yeah, with the light down the hallway on. That would scare me more. Like the light down the hallway, because then if somebody like walked in front of it and like there was a shadow, I'd freak out.
But I think I see all the tropes now, and it's just nothing scares me.
Yeah. Do you think older movies are scarier than newer movies?
I don't think so.
No.
Like The Exorcist, for example.
Yeah.
Or the Omen. The Changeling. Oh, that was the scariest movie I ever saw. The original one with George C. Scott.
Never saw it.
Another Canadian scary. Canadians make good scary movies.
Really? I
Yeah.
wouldn't have thought. Maybe they-
The Changeling is good. Brood is good. Two Canadian horror movies.
yeah. Isn't there a remake of The Changeling that
Yeah.
just
Oh
came
no,
out?
there's What's Her Face did The Changeling, but it wasn't the same as the horror movie.
Oh, okay.
Jolie.
Yeah,
Angelina Jolie did one.
Jolie. I love her.
What
What's the
scared you?
scariest film you've ever seen?
You know, I was thinking about this, and I kind of fall into two categories. So I think for me, the one that stands out is like just truly, like it like haunted me. Like, you know, it's something that stayed with me for a while because I'm with PJ. I don't really get scared. Like I don't have, like every now and then a jump scare will get me, but that doesn't make me sort of like psychologically
I
like.
can't look at the screen.
Right, exactly. Like, and the one that really just for some reason stands out, and it's because I think it combines my love for science fiction and it combines horror is, wow, it just flew out of my mouth. It just flew out of my
You're
brain.
getting old.
Right. It's oh
Alien?
God, no, not Alien. Event Horizon.
Really?
Yeah, with
with Lawrence
Sam
Fishburne?
Neill and Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, like there's a moment in that movie when here's what I love about it. It feels very science
It's
fiction-y.
Dead Spacey, though, isn't it?
It's very Dead
very
Spacey,
Dead
right?
Space.
And there's a moment where like they're watching this footage of like what happened on the Event Horizon. The Event Horizon is a ship that gets lost. It's supposed to have this new type of drive that's able to fold space and able to like travel like long distances.
Yes.
And it disappears and then it comes back and then they send a rescue ship to dock with it. It's like orbiting Neptune or Saturn or something like that. And they get on the ship and they're playing back like footage of like the last like captain's log or whatever, and it's literally like just garbled footage of people just like screaming and like tearing their skin, and
Yeah,
like
that's
some guy's
right.
got ripped his eyes out and he's like speaking Latin, and I remember watching it and being like and saying the words like holy fuck, get the fuck out of there, and then it cuts to Lawrence Fishburne's like, all right, we're leaving. And I was just like, fuck yes. Like I don't know, there was something about that moment when this movie's like, this movie understands me, and like this
Yeah.
movie is self-aware of like what is happening, and that right there makes me feel like the movie's grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the characters know how bad of a situation they're in.
It's like when Eddie Murphy says in the horror movie that you hear voices as "Get out." Okay, I'm
I'm
gone. See you later.
Yeah, see you later. Yeah. There's something about that, and then it just ups the stakes. It's got like the scariest ever environment
I gotta
I've ever
watch that
seen,
again.
where like where the drive is like the folding drive is like in this space, and it's like spikes, and it's like
The ending was weak, wasn't it?
The ending's a little weird, but it's kind of weak. But what horror movie
Oh, no,
doesn't kind of
Solaris. I'm thinking Solaris.
Solaris?
That was
Yeah,
a weak
it
ending.
kind of does have a Solaris vibe.
Yeah.
But I just love Event
What a good
Horizon
throwback,
so
though.
much.
So when I was a kid, there was this movie. It was black and white, and it was science fiction. I love science fiction. And they go in this typical type rocket, go to a planet and pick up some aliens, but they're humanoid, and they didn't expect to find them, and they bring them, and they're beautiful women, and they bring them back, and it turns out they're vampires, and they slowly start taking off, killing people, the crew, and then he's one guy left, and he finally kills the last girl. And he's like he wasn't taking the rocket back. They told him, don't bring that rocket home, right?
Yeah.
And then he kills the girl, and then they're like, okay, you can bring the rocket home. And he lands the rocket, and they open up the panels, and they're all filled with eggs.
Oh shit!
And that's the end of the movie.
I love that. I love that.
I was like, as a kid.
That's got a very Life vibe. Did you ever see Life with God, who's in that? He dies pretty quickly. Ryan Reynolds is in it, I think. Or they like that alien. They capture an alien life form in the International Space Station, and then it like finds its way. You haven't seen this? Oh my God, it's so good. Go watch that.
All right, what are we watching today?
Yeah, so I mean, it's good. I mean, if you're in the chat and if you have a favorite horror or the movie that scared you the most, let us know. I'm kind of interested because, I'm in the mood. We're in the mood at night. We're kind of like, what scary movie are you going to watch today? So. I'm open to all the suggestions.
Did you see the television show Haunting of Hill House? On Netflix?
Yeah.
I liked that.
good.
I thought that was a good like horror-y vibe, but that was a few years ago. That one.
Yeah.
Particular one.
You know what it is about scary shows? I find them to be a little slow, right? Like
They drag it out.
they drag it out,
fair,
right?
yeah.
And I feel like the tension doesn't hold, right? Like I kind of find myself wandering, like my mind wandering, right?
I watched that one that we talked about where the alien invasion. It was supposed to be a horror movie. Remember we did it, and no one
you
can
did
save you.
yeah.
I liked it. You didn't like it?
No, there's too many plot holes.
I liked it.
And the way they tried to have her not talk through the whole thing, I was like, come on.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I thought that was a nice,
Yeah,
clever
it didn't do anything for me.
conceit. All right.
I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah, we
though.
did a little bit. Well, if you have a favorite movie, I know Mike Flanagan's got a new show out that I think a lot of people, The House of Usher. So
Yeah, I've been watching that.
is it good?
It's slow.
Yeah,
It's
I kind of
real
I was
slow.
watching the trailer and I was like, this
It's-
feels like it would be slow.
Okay, I would agree with that. Like, I could talk about it all day. Like, I've only watched the first 4 episodes, but I really like it. And I did literature in school and college,
Yeah.
and I have a master's.
Yeah.
And like, Edgar Allan Poe was one of our things that we'd studied. So I just watched an episode that when the title came up, I was like, oh. So I know what's gonna happen in this one.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and my husband's watching it and he has no clue. And I'm like, okay, interesting. What did you think? And
Yeah.
then he was like, it's kind of like, it was weird the way they're doing this. And I agree,
Right.
PJ, it is slow. But then Edgar Allan Poe's stories were real fucking slow.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it took
sometimes
me
have
3
such a
sittings
weird,
in the first
disappointing ending. I was
episode.
like, oh, but I think that he's capturing Edgar Allan Poe very well. But anyway.
Sure. Yeah, I think it kind of makes me want to go read Poe's work before I watch it because I feel like he's going to throw in a lot of like Easter eggs just by watching the trailer. I was like, oh, I remember that kind of, and I remember that. Like, it doesn't, like I kind of want to go back and kind of dive into so I can understand where he's like the director was thinking and the writer was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't have a good segue to wrestling, but fuck it, we're gonna jump right into Iron Claw. This is a trailer that came out, and I'm excited to watch this just because I want to see your all's reaction to Zac Efron, who stars in this movie.
Okay.
It's directed by Sean Durkin, who you may have seen Dead Ringers or The Nest. These are pretty obscure movies. Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene is another one that he was well known for. But this is, like you mentioned, it's based on the true story of the inseparable Von Erich brothers who made history in the intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the early 1980s. So slightly before my time, I kind of got in late 80s, early 90s with Hogan.
Zac Efron fell in his house and his chin landed on a thing, and he like literally broke his bone off his face. That's why
When?
they had to rebuild it all.
Oh,
Was it Zac Efron? Yeah, it was.
Maybe.
I was looking at it last night. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Oh my God.
But I did not know that.
Maybe I miss Zac Efron off with another guy all the time. Let me make sure it's not the right one. Nope, that's him. Busted that all up.
Gosh.
Had to be rebuilt.
That's
Is that why he looks so different?
Yep.
I just didn't assumed it was because of like all the weight he gained for this film. Yeah. No, it also stars Jeremy Allen White, who a lot of people are in love with right now because his role on The Bear, the TV show The Bear, and then Harris Dickinson. So those are the three.
2013, he had his jaw had to have his mouth wired shut. The incident occurred after he slipped in a puddle of water and he entered his house and hit his chin on the railing. I thought it was on a fountain.
Oof.
Concrete fountain.
That's gotta be.
That's why we don't have fountains in our house. Just because of that reason.
That sounds so sweet.
That's good that he's working.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's 10 years ago.
Did you close?
I hadn't touched nothing. You gotta go up. You gotta get up there. Oh, I did close quick time.
Sorry. Okay, and then we'll
Hold on.
over.
We need 1 second.
That's fine. Nikita, have you seen Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Mysteries of Horrors? I actually haven't. No, but I've heard that was very good as well, and that was on Netflix too, right? That was good.
All right, we're ready when you are.
Okay, no worries. I'm gonna stop over. I'm pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
Ever since I was a child, people said my family was cursed.
Is that him? Oh my God!
Mom tried to protect us with God. Pop tried to protect us with wrestling. He said if we were the toughest, the strongest, nothing could ever hurt us.
Sir.
That's Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
Damn.
Morning.
Pants tomorrow, please, David.
Perry, I want you to join your brothers in the ring.
Yes, sir. I love that.
Now, we all know Kerry's my
bandana.
favorite, then Kev, then
looks
David,
great.
then Mike. But the rankings can always change.
What do you want in life, Kevin Von Erich?
More ribs? I want to be with my family.
Oh, no, I love that.
You know, be with my brothers.
What do you like to do with your brothers?
Just cut.
That's a weird question.
That was a weird cut. Weird cut.
Yeah.
I remember these guys.
Oh,
Yeah, we can do anything.
oh, the claw.
We're here to restore justice to the Wrestling Federation that our father built with his own 2 hands. The hands that were passed down to us. The hands that will deliver the iron claw to you.
I look like Andre the
So what do you
Giant.
think?
Okay.
Like we're alive.
I love your family, Kevin.
Over your uncle?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, that makes me so happy.
I talk to you about something, Mom. Dad's too tough on us. You gotta say something.
Baby, that's what your brothers are for.
Feel that? You feel that? That's pressure.
You're pushing too hard.
I'm fine.
Feel that? Yeah.
I'm scared, man. It all out of control.
Terrible accident.
I should have stopped him.
Oh
I
my
need to
God.
think about my family.
Your job is to wrestle.
Live up to that deal, or we are through.
I told you to look out for him!
I just love being out there with you guys. It's the only thing that matters to me.
The Bonner will forever be the greatest family in the history of wrestling.
I love that song. Ric Flair.
Yeah. There, yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, I don't need to see it now.
Yeah, you don't even really. I hate it when the trailers give you everything.
Two and a half minutes of the film
So he
condensed.
dies.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's not a. I mean, it's a biopic of sorts, right?
So you kind of know.
I mean, if you know the story, you know the story, right?
I do not.
I mean, what did you guys think? And I just want to know, like, real quick, roundtable: is wrestling real?
No.
Obviously,
It
how
is
dare
not.
you, PJ?
Are you sure? That looked pretty fucking
Family
real.
lines
Like,
were formed from wrestling, okay? Families are divided.
There's some great movies that show you how it's faked.
This guy.
yeah.
I liked it. I liked the coloring. I liked
coloring's
the
nice.
story looked good. Why is it between every famous person there's a parent that pushed them too hard?
Yeah.
I don't push my kids hard enough.
You want to be famous or not? Come on. God.
Andre Agassi, the Michael Jackson.
I know, the Serena Williams.
All these famous
Yeah.
people had parents that
That
just
just-
whipped them.
Yeah. To become great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to me? My parents abused the fuck out of me. I didn't get anything.
You're
really.
kind of great.
Yeah, in my own mind.
Yeah.
You're kind of great.
Yeah.
Like mediocre, great.
I'm mediocre.
Mediocre.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah. Pega, what'd you think?
I really don't like the trailer. If I'm honest, I think the trailer was cut kind of weird. It showed way too much, and I don't really have any interest in wrestling. Am I very impressed by the actors' ability to build their bodies like that? Fuck yeah, very impressed. I think that Zac Efron has his own like fitness YouTube channel and everything. Like I think he's really into fitness, and then he tore his ACL ages ago, and then had like such a long recovery from that. So just to see where he is now, I think it's very impressive, and I admire it. Am I gonna go see this? Not after that trailer. I saw it.
No.
No.
The history of wrestling, like even the story like of someone pushing this like tragedy, right? Like, you know, someone like, again, like what PJ, like that doesn't compel you. Do you not see like the parallels there of like, you know, like trying to achieve greatness and what families will do to kind of do that? Or
I feel like I don't know. I feel like this has kind of been done before. Like maybe not particularly this story, but I just find like this particular kind of trope, like where a successful, particularly athlete, will come from a slightly abusive home or a moderately, like, you know, either physically, mentally, anything like that. Like, I just think this has kind of been done before. There's no cool, unique spin on this. Yeah, there seems to be some kind of accident, death, murder, who knows, in there somewhere that might throw me some intrigue. But because I don't follow wrestling and because I don't really know the
But isn't that the core storytelling? They have to have some conflict or something that they rise above.
Right.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
if it was
But
just like, oh, you guys are really good. Oh, everything's great. Oh, we love each other. They're not going to make a movie about it, right?
Right.
Somebody's got to die. Somebody's got to have a parent that dies. Somebody's got to, the reluctant hero, right? Like it's all,
Okay,
that's,
but
and
like,
they
I
look
would
at that
watch-
and they go, oh, there's a story.
Like I would
That's why
watch
they all
The
look the same.
Fighter over this, and I feel like that would probably be the similar story. The same with The Warrior, with Tom Hardy. So I kind of feel like these kind of films have all been done, and this is just the wrestling spin on it. And I don't know.
What was the one with the guy who does all the, he was in Wild Orchid or Wild Nights?
Marky Mark?
No.
Mark Wahlberg?
He was the old retired guy. Who
Oh,
was pumping with
the wrestler.
The wrestler. Yeah,
with,
that was good.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name?
Gosh, he was in Iron Man 2.
Mickey Rourke. Yep.
Yeah,
Thank
Mickey
you.
Rourke. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I think, you know, I think what's fascinating about this doesn't feel like one of those like Rocky type stories, like you were saying, like the movies you're sort of accustomed to, where it's sort of like they overcome it and then they win in the ring and everything's happy. This feels like a true tragedy, right? Like it's like we're watching a family crumble, right? If I remember right, like I think like the family, like a lot of people thought the family was cursed, right, because of all the tragedy that came upon them. And it sort of seemed like it'll be interesting how they frame this, because the wrestling in this seems incredible, right? Like it just looks awesome. Like I kind of want to go to watch the wrestling in this movie. It looks sweaty and fucking visceral and just like, oh, it felt real. Like that's why I asked. I was like, damn, that looked real. Like the things that, you know, they were doing felt like,
well, they
it
did
was
have a
brutal.
feud against the fabulous Freebird team. So I wonder how far they took it.
Yeah. Well, even Ric Flair, they ended up having like a pretty big feud, I think, with Flair. Because I remember at the end, when I just started getting into wrestling, like I remember hearing about them, but I wasn't ever a fan or followed them.
Jesus, they did have a lot of tragedy.
But yeah, I mean, I guess if anything, I mean, we can just appreciate this for Zac Efron's body transformation. I mean, the dude looks like fucking He-Man.
What do you have to,
I mean,
can you do that without drugs?
I don't know. He looks
You absolutely
just...
can. You absolutely can. As a professional, as a qualified personal trainer, I will attest to the fact that yes, you absolutely can.
In the time gym frame, 10 hours a day.
That depends. No, it
in a
depends.
time frame.
If he needs like hormones or whatever for the time frame, I guess that's on him because he's not competing or anything, so it's not legal. But if you want to do that over time, yeah, absolutely you can.
He must take diuretics before the show. Like, look at that muscle definition.
Oh,
yes, a lot of actors who go on
looks...
set shirtless will probably dehydrate for at least a week. So there's no water at all.
I do that every day
they can sip water and they can't eat any starchy foods.
I normally don't look this good. I've been doing diuretics since yesterday.
I mean, do you guys like that when people transform their bodies like this? Like I remember Christian Bale's famous for doing it for like the
famous,
you know,
machinist.
You know, for like losing weight. And here now we're seeing the opposite of people just like we're looking, you know, like Hugh Jackman or or who was
yeah,
the
but
other,
let's
or,
look. It's not a massive step for Zach, right? Zach's already very built and very
He's
fit
pretty
and extremely
buffed up, though. My God.
I actually think he's probably personal training qualified as well, like himself. He's
I would
very
imagine.
into fitness and he knows it. So I feel like he doesn't have that big of a transformation like mentally either. So I think like the transformation and detransformation for him won't be as hard. Whereas if you
Sure.
went from someone with like an average body type into that kind of role, that's going to mess with them a lot, especially coming down off that, because you're going to start to gain weight very quickly and that's going to mess with your mental health a lot.
He put on some bulk, though. Look at those arms.
yeah. Again, he looks like He-Man. I mean, the haircut.
He does look like
He
He-Man.
looks like fucking
You're right.
He-Man. Like I'm like,
do
put him,
He-Man.
just
Live
green
action.
light that fucking script. Like, make it happen. Like, put him in. Like, he's already ready. Like, make him He-Man. I
Tag
mean,
him in, coach.
like that first shot in the trailer where he's up against the ropes. Like, he just looks like broad-shouldered. Like,
I don't know where that comes from. Whenever my wife texts me, that sound comes up. Like, how do you
is
turn
that from your
off?
phone?
No, it's coming from my computer, and I turn it off, and nothing
Can you
happens.
guys hear that?
Yep.
Yeah, where does that come from? Like, you're the mastermind. How do I turn that off? Like, where is that? Every time she
And
texts, that's what it does. Doesn't
it's
stop.
that's a text?
Yeah,
She's not phone calling
that's
you?
over. No, that's a text.
That's just a text.
Yeah.
That was
I don't
the
know
longest
how that is turned
jingle
on.
I
I've
love
ever
that.
heard for a text message.
That's
Wow. Wow. Well, maybe we'll have a sidebar after our Go fix your laptop. Someone's put a
gotta
curse.
fix my shit.
Someone's put a curse on you. I don't know. I kind of want to go see this just to see the wrestling piece of it. I mean, do you guys have any predictions? I mean, obviously the wrestling community is huge, right? Like there's
Yes,
still a
yeah.
really big fandom. The WWE is still giant. So I think they'll obviously want to go see this. I feel like there's a lot of wrestling nerds, that grew up in that era too, that wish wrestling was what it was back in that day. I think maybe it's gone a little bit too showboaty to The Rock, and less, more of the like, can you smell what The Rock is cooking, and less
Yeah.
of just like the physicality of it. I don't know. I'm just speculating there, but it'll be interesting to see, if this brings back a little bit of that heyday fever for wrestling. Do you think that will be enough to kind of put butts in seats, or no?
I don't think so.
December, it's not gonna.
No.
People aren't gonna
I
take
don't
their
know.
families to see Zac
The
Efron.
theaters are having trouble. They're having lots of
Well,
troubles getting
Taylor
people in
Swift
there.
saved them.
Well, she saved them to a point, but didn't fix AMC. And although she set records, she did not do what they thought she was going to do. Like they expected her to blow past 100 mil.
Yeah, they said over 100. She got
Yeah.
like 96.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, I feel like it's.
No, it's still awesome. But
Yeah.
I read an article that said, Taylor Swift didn't save AMC from that. But they are going to look at different ways to bring other things beside movies in.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This wouldn't make me go to the movie theater.
No.
No. Are you
No,
going to the
same.
movie theater
I'd
to
watch
see
it on Netflix or
Scorsese's Kill the Flowers?
I'd like to.
But that means you're not going to.
Well, yeah, it's hard. 5 years ago, 100%, I would go see it.
Right, but everybody's like that now.
But I have a 2-year-old now, right? No. I mean, it's just different. Like I don't have like a built-in, like way to.
How old?
To make 2.
Yeah, two. I always think an hour a year, right? So 1, you can leave them for an hour. 2, you can leave them for
Just
2
leave 'em.
hours.
Don't
3, you can
die.
leave 'em for 3
Whatever you
hours.
do,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
stay here.
Just
sit
chill,
here
you
in
have
this
your
little-
food
Just
put
and
out
your
food for
water
the
and
dog.
your
Put 'em in a
cat
pin.
litter and you'll be
Food for
fine.
the kid. Just make sure the windows
Get
are
him some
cracked a
cat
little
toys.
bit in the car.
Can't swallow.
They won't send
You'll be
over
fine.
kid services at all. No, we'll be
You
fine.
won't even know you're gone.
Nah.
Give him an iPad.
That won't mess with his head. Oh dear. Well, we already know Pagan's not into this. She
I'm
checked
not.
the 3 boxes of like, I don't like wrestling and I don't like something else. But
I like
you were kind
I
of
like Zac Efron. I'm very impressed by the transformation. The acting looks good. I think that the trailer has kind of ruined it for me. Like I've watched the whole film in that 2-minute trailer.
Yeah, it did give you everything.
I like that
Yeah.
it's based on true story. I enjoy watching films that are based on true story.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had more pre-context about who they were, maybe at the time, if I was anyway into wrestling or this person, then I'd be very much interested. But as it stands, maybe just me or
And they
the
weren't that
audience that I
famous.
represent, I wouldn't be going watching this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
It
I
wasn't
feel like
like,
they were.
Hulk
I thought
Hogan.
they were just before my time because I
Well,
wasn't.
they were famous-ish.
Yeah.
But Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair.
Oh, they
Oh,
blew
those
it out
guys,
of the water.
those
knew
were the
Hulk Hogan.
guys.
I knew he-
Yeah.
Because the problem is they fought as three, right? So there, you had to fight against three others.
No,
Or-
I thought
right?
they would individually still do. They would do
did.
the tag team three up, but I think they would
Did I?
still
Did
individually.
I?
Because I think there's a moment where Zach fights Ric Flair, Zach's character, for the World Wrestling Championship or whatever. So I think it's gonna the movie will probably build to that moment because it's a pretty big moment in history for wrestling. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, this is, I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, what you saw in the trailer is like a third of the tragedy that this family goes through. And it gets pretty like, oh shit, and it'll be pretty interesting to see how they portray that and how they portray, it seems like they're portraying the father figure as a bit of a, gone too far kind of personality versus like, the Serena Williams story, where the dad was like, you went too far, but it ended up being okay, kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting how this one will kind of go down.
Sure.
Yeah, no. I think we're all on the fence on this. Let us know in the comments or in the chat if you guys are going to go see this, if you're into wrestling, and if you feel like this is going to portray the Ike family the way it should, and if you're a big fan of the Iron Claw. The Claw.
Is it the name of the move?
This is
Yeah, it's the name of the
Oh.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, they all had signatures.
They all had signature moves. You don't remember the Claw, Pagan?
No.
I'm sure your husband knows. Just ask him.
All right.
And
What's the next one?
Well, we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and watch American Fiction right after this.
And we're back.
That was so fast, PJ.
I know, but it's just enough to get that little line in there. And go,
Little
cut.
ad in there on the podcast. It's nice. So American Fiction, you guys may not be familiar with this, but it stars Jeffrey Wright. He's a novelist, and he's fed up with the establishment profiting from,
Preach.
quotes, black entertainment that relies on tired and offensive tropes. To prove his point, Monk uses a pen name to write an outlandish, air quotes, black book of his own, a book that propels him to the heart of hypocrisy and the madness he claims to disdain. I cannot wait to watch this. It's directed by Jefferson, first-time director, but he was a writer he wrote this screenplay along with Percival Everett, and he's written for the movie Watchmen. He's written on Master and None, Good Place, and Station 11, all incredible shows. So he's got the chops. Stars Jeffrey Wright, as I mentioned, and Skyler Wright as Brittany, and John Ailes as Leo. So kind of jazzed to dive into this one, guys.
All right, I'm happy to check it.
Oh, yeah, I lost the thing. Oh, there it is.
Oh, why you lose the thing?
I lost the thing.
I'll find it for you, buddy. Wait,
Get
what are
it?
we talking about?
All right,
Yeah,
ready?
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, it's a long green screen, huh?
How did you come to write this book?
What really struck me was that too few books were about my people. Where are our stories? Where's our representation?
Would you give us the pleasure of reading an excerpt?
Yo, Sharonda, girl, you be pregnant again? If I is, Ray Ray is gonna be a real father this time around. Thank you.
Oh, this is so
Monk, your books are good, but they're not popular. Editors, they want a black book.
They have a black book. I'm black, and it's my book.
You know what I mean.
Look at what they publish. Look at what they expect us to write. I just want to rub their noses in it.
I'd be standing outside in the night.
Deadbeat dads, rappers, crack. You said you wanted black stuff. That's black, right?
I see what you're doing. You sold a book.
No.
We believe Mr. Lee has written a bestseller.
It's a joke.
The most lucrative joke you've ever told.
Now, is Stag a pseudonym?
Yeah.
Mr. Lee can't use his real name.
Is this based on your actual life?
Yeah, you think some bitch-ass college boy can come up with that shit?
No, I don't.
Can I ask what you were in for?
Dude, the fact that it's Jeffrey Wright
Was it
is
murder?
amazing.
You said that, not me.
They ran 300,000 copies.
Your books change people's lives.
They're offering $4 million for the movie rights.
Yes! The dumber I behave, the richer I get.
This has gone too far.
Stag Arley is still on the run from authorities.
You haven't done anything. It's not like they can arrest you.
Wish I could go back to not selling books.
Is it bad to cater to people's tastes?
People want to love you, Monk. You should let them love all of you.
There's already so much buzz because of the movie deal.
Michael B. Jordan is circling.
We want to put him on the cover in one of those scarves, I guess you would call them, tied around his head.
A do-rag?
Do-rag, that's it. Do-rag and a tank top with the muscles showing.
Somebody call the fire department.
So funny.
Oh, nice.
We're thinking we can get it out in time for Juneteenth.
Awesome.
That looks class.
Awesome.
God.
What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking of American fiction? Are you ready to rewrite your story, rewrite your fiction?
Yeah, that's funny.
It's careful what you wish for, right?
Right.
It looked like it's a movie I'd watch.
Yeah. Well, you're a writer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, does this hit home? Do you feel this?
The shit that I had to deal with writing and the crap that they believed in and I was just, it was insane. It was insane. I mean, it actually broke me. The second time the deal I did with Disney on my second book series, it broke me. After that deal fell apart, I didn't write anymore. I couldn't do it.
Oh, sorry.
My thing is it that bad? Is it that bad for black people? Like, is it that bad?
I mean, it's
like,
satire,
are they that
right?
tone deaf to say, we can release it on Juneteenth?
I mean,
it probably is. I mean, again,
yeah,
I think
an industry run by white folks. It's fucking, it's
it's
definitely
probably
that bad.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, take it. It's comedy, right? So it's
Yeah,
obviously going
farce.
to lean into the funny of it, right? I don't know. I mean, Pagan, where you're at?
Oh, I think this is very funny. I really like the satire and the farcicalness of it. I think that he's an excellent actor, and he's written this. Did you say Jeffrey wrote this as well?
No, Cord Jefferson,
sorry,
the director.
Cord Jefferson did actually. Yeah, I think that it looks hilarious. It looks really well acted. I love that he's like written this book as a joke, and then it became like a multi-millionaire bestseller, and now he's on the run from the cops. Like the way this escalates quickly is vibes. I want to see it so bad. I think this is going to be very funny in the cinema. I would go to the cinema to see this.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of with. I mean, there's something about this that feels just incredibly timely. I don't know what it is. Like, it just feels like we need this movie right now for lots of reasons. You know, it just feels like everyone is out there making a fool of themselves for likes and clicks instead of, you know what I'm saying, and pretending to be this character of whatever the audience wants them to be, whether it's you're a news personality like spouting garbage or you're a YouTube personality spouting garbage, you know what I'm saying? Because
before the work would stand on its own, now with social media and television and everything, you see behind the curtain
a little bit, right? And it's interesting to see like the actor Jeffrey Wright, because we all know it. Everything he's done, everything I've seen him in anyway, he's very eloquent. Like he feels like if you see his character on Westworld, you just feel like this guy's an educated, you know, his characters are always so well like put together. Like he just feels like someone who wouldn't be like speaking in slang, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he's never done a role, and it's funny to watch him act in a role where he has to pretend to be this like gangster, right? You know, in a sense, and it's just so funny to watch that. But it's also weird in the sense that I'm getting entertainment out of him portraying himself. You know, there's a weird metaverse of this that is. We wouldn't watch this movie if it was just him waxing poetic about the issues of the world. You know, the fact that it's been put into this comedy spin and he has to portray a character like this in order for us to want to engage with it is but I guess the karma and the irony of it isn't lost on me, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Comedy is the best way, though. The comedy is the best way to point out the flaws of the world, because people will laugh at it and then they will also be like, fuck, that's true though. Like, that's so fucking true though. And I feel like once people realize more facts about shit is when change happens. So I think comedy is a really good form for this kind of film. think
It's
I
also
think
it has a
great.
little throwback vibe to me. I mean, always bitching about it, just another fucking horror, another superhero movie, or like this is like a good story, good character piece, kind of funny. Like I want to sit and spend 2 hours watching this.
Yeah. It's like it feels original, right? It feels like something new and fresh. Like there's something exciting about that, right? Like it feels like good writing and there's a story to tell, but there's also like a point to it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's,
Like you said, it's relative.
yeah, it's timely and relative. I guess my question too is, you know, for you guys, like it's interesting to be, it'd be interesting to be put in this position, right? You could stand up to your ideals, right? Of like who you think, like what you want your race or your people or what your family or what you believe in to, you know, to elevate that, or you could be fucking rich, you know, like what do you pick? Like, what do you do? Or, you know what I'm saying? You could be rich and like don't move the needle in the right direction. Does that make sense? Like you're not really hurting anybody, but you're not really helping culture. You know what I'm saying? You're not helping educate. You're not helping the world move forward in a better place, but you're going to be rich. What do you pick? What do you do?
Well,
yeah, but I think that it's funny that he didn't intend that though. Like he was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to write a joke. And then it sold and he was like, excuse me?
But
like,
he ran with it.
Oh yeah, that's
give
true.
people what they want.
What, $40 million movie deal? I mean,
give people what they want. Don't.
Are you going to take the 40 mil, or are you going to come clean and be like, this is a joke, guys? I don't know.
I want to see
after
how
his
that
second
will
book,
spin,
then he comes clean.
After you got the money.
The second one comes,
and you donate 30 mil to charity, and everything's okay.
I don't know. I'd like to see how they come around to that though. Like that's an interesting point, Drew, and I'm sure they're gonna make it in the film. So I'd like to see how they get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's gonna take the bait.
Of which is the bait?
Yeah. Which would you choose? Would you take the fame or?
Oh, I
would
take the money.
You take the money.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No question asked.
Take the money. Like what?
No question asked.
Say you
The
had
only
to
way
be
to
like a
solve the
QAnon like
Done. I'll do
activist, you know, on YouTube spouting just
I'm doing it.
complete garbage, and you'd
For
have 40 mil.
You got her. All mine.
Online right now tomorrow,
did like,
spouting the
sign
garbage.
me up.
Fucking Hannity's my best friend.
It's like cozying up to
Fucking
Trump.
helping Jordan get voted in.
Totally.
I'm there, man.
Totally, dude. You should. I mean, I bet you could.
Have you ever watched that guy Kepler? You ever watched that guy
No,
Kepler?
no.
Where he goes and interviews the people at the Trump rallies.
No.
Oh my God, you
Is
got to
it
watch
good?
some. They're so funny.
Oh man,
they're so funny.
I mean, which is like again a point I want to make. It's sort of like I feel like this movie's making a point. It's always funny how, to your point, like you ever see like you watch the local news and they're like, well, there was a tragedy at the local gas station. We got a hold of somebody, and it's always like the person you would never want to be on camera, right? To represent your state, your home. You know, it's always someone who can't speak well and it just sounds drunk. You know, and it's just like, what did you purposely find this person just to be ridiculous?
Sometimes I think the media does do that to minorities.
Oh,
to make them look bad.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, they're looking for the entertainment value, right?
Yeah, the character.
The character. Pagan, what would you pick? Fame, fortune, or?
It definitely depends on what you're poking fun at, like what needle you're moving or not. Like that kind of depends. Like in the realm of like you're gently poking fun at satire for whatever, like if it's like a light subject, yeah, sure. But if it was just like, I don't know, inequality or racism, whatever, then fuck no. I wouldn't take the money.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
PJ, fuck yeah, take the money.
Yeah. So like I feel like I would take the money if it's like a loose topic that people aren't really gonna lose their shit over. It's
you don't
a topic
know.
That's been
You
around
can't.
for years. Like we probably
You
are
can't. You don't get that choice.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It's a topic that no, like it would.
It's
be
a topic
that.
that wouldn't move the needle for like say you were a YouTuber or something that would talk about, you know, the rift like moving Ireland into like a new state away from like northern, I don't know, like something that's just super controversial that just does not bring forth like harmonizing the world, right? Like you're just spouting hate. But you're getting a shit ton of sponsors and making
Absolutely
a shit ton
not.
of money.
If I had to do anything that would spout or like induce hate, no, you could shove your money.
You could shove. All right, there we have it.
World peace.
And
Gary, on the other
Busey.
hand,
My
is
favorite
evil,
colors are
and
red,
he
white,
probably
and
would
blue.
take
When I
money.
grew up, I want to.
I feel like you should rename him to Scary Busey because that just sounds
But,
scary.
oh, you know that's not bad.
See, I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Do you like
Hello,
it?
Ghost. For those listening on the podcast, she's holding
For a
up
scary Busey, you'd have to have one eye higher than the other.
That's true. You would. You'd have to be like,
and he'd have to be a little tilted
and kind of
he shakes a bit.
Yeah. For those watching the podcast, she's holding up a plushie of a ghost. A
little
plushie.
A little ghost plush.
It's like a plush pillow.
Oh,
ghost. Hello.
He's very cute.
Oh, you're so cute, you ghost. You're so the cutest of ghosties. You know what? I'm inclined to side with PJ. I might actually take the money, but then I would reverse course. But here's the thing: I would reverse course and then use the money for good. You know.
Ooh, that's a good one. Stick it
boom.
to like opening up a charity or something.
That's right. I take all the idiots' money and then I put it into the right places.
Yeah, you know what? That's
we
pretty
should
good.
do something with TrumpTires.com.
That's what we should. Make it happen. Well, I think it's all safe to say we're all kind of digging on this film.
Love this.
Are you gonna go watch it? Do you have any predictions? Is it gonna? It's a Christmas time, December.
I won't go to the theater.
Not a theater. No, PJ just
I would
doesn't.
see this in the theater, although like it is coming out in December, so
yeah.
I don't know. Like December is such a busy month for quite a lot of people, so I don't know if I'll even get the time to see it in December. But I would happily go to see this if I did.
There's a lot of movies coming out in December too. I mean, Wonka. This. I mean, we
I'm
just saw the
not seeing
wrestling
Wonka.
movie.
I'll see this over Wonka. Strong opinion, but I'm not seeing Wonka.
Yeah, I choose Jeffrey Wright over Chalamet.
Absolutely. I still want to see the Book of Clarence. I'm actually so happy to see more diversity in film coming like lately, and also like here on the show that we're watching these trailers. I think it's just so cool, and I can't wait to see Book of Clarence, and then I want to see this too, American Fiction.
That's a good point. Those are two films we all gave like huge thumbs up from the trailers to see this and Book of Clarence, and they're both really diverse.
And just go support them. You know, go
February
support
or
them
March.
so that more people can get like their scripts passed and be
Yeah.
like, yes.
And original, like it just feel like again, this felt like a breath of fresh air watching it and laughing through it.
Original.
You know, it just felt on point. So yeah, let us know in the chat if you guys are down, if you guys are liking what this trailer, and maybe we'll watch if there's another trailer that's that they release or something. Maybe we can talk about that again. Unless we're gonna move into what we reco. Do you guys have anything prepared today?
I have recos.
I do.
Yes.
You go first because I gotta look up the name of mine.
I actually wanted to reco the Fall of the House of Usher. I think it's really good. I think that look, I think this like Mike Flanagan projects in general, I think are like they can, you know, some people love them, some people don't like them at all, and I particularly do like them very much. I loved Midnight Mass. I thought the concept was fantastic. I'm a literary fan. I grew up on all this. I did English in school. I know Edgar Allan Poe, and so when I knew Fall of the House of Usher was coming, I was very excited to see this. So I'm very happy to watch this. I'm like 4 episodes in, and I think it's done really well. However, I do think that maybe if you're not a big literary fan or something, it may not hit you in the same way as like someone who is. So I would recommend it though. I think it's definitely worth a shot. It's an interesting, very interesting series so far. And I'm gonna like reco for the millionth time The Glory. I'm like 2 episodes from the end, and I can't stop watching this freaking show on Netflix. It's so good. It's a revenge plot drama that has been like, she's been building this revenge plot for like 18 years.
Is it gonna land the plane? You think? You got 2 episodes left. Is it gonna satisfy?
I'm so nervous. Like I can't even tell you. I'm like, how is this all going to come to conclusion? There's still quite a few stories that they need to wrap up. But it seems like it's forming that way. It seems like it's going this way, and there's definitely been a few things along the way that feel like, oh, that's a slip in the plan, but it's not. And then it's cool. I thought that was Gary. Also, The Glory. Okay, good to know.
All right, good to know.
And
good to know, Gary.
Casper the Friendly Ghost. Apparently,
Have you seen a movie
on the nose?
Have you seen a movie called The Devil All the Time?
Yes.
I've heard of it. I don't know if
you saw it.
Robert Pattinson and
Robert
Tom
Pattinson,
Holland.
Tom Holland, Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Even that one Riley Keough, Elvis's granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
It's good, buddy.
Yeah.
It's good.
Sebastian
really good.
Stan's in it too.
It's you kind of hate
Jason
humans
Clarke.
afterwards, but it is
Absolutely.
good. Yeah, you're just like, God,
Why,
just kill me now.
Well, what's it about?
Everybody's awful.
Just that's what it's about.
Yeah,
Just
except one guy.
is
One
shit.
guy is awful, but he's awful for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just how they all cross paths, and it's pretty riveting. I was quite
So
surprised
it's just
how much
it's
I
like
enjoyed
awful people interacting with other awful people.
Like their awful paths kind of bump, and they don't all come out Like,
oh, really?
Like,
so it's kind of like a
like when two bad guys meet in a room, who leaves?
Yeah. Oh,
right?
cool. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I kind of dig that. Thought.
Yeah, it's really worth the watch. Yeah,
I thought it's really well acted.
Yeah,
and really
the
well
casting,
shot.
the people are.
So
so
is it like
good.
a thriller? Like, what would you like? Is it a drama?
It's
like...
it's violent,
Okay.
very violent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a drama,
Okay.
thriller.
All
It's a
right.
bit of a thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like action or more?
No,
It's more
act-
like
well,
a
just-
like a new pastor comes to town, and like the
It takes
stories
place after World
unfold
War
about
II.
how like
Everybody's
how a
back.
young village, I guess.
How they got through that?
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
kind of like how they're dealing with these new relationships and stuff like that. And
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one story.
yeah, that's one part.
Of like it's very episodic in the beginning.
Okay.
Mm.
Is
and
it a
then all
series
comes
or a
together.
show?
Single movie.
Single movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite enjoyable.
I remember hearing about it, but I never watched it.
Quite enjoyable. I'm surprised it did not get
Came
more.
out in 2020. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I'm surprised it didn't get more kudos. It's really
I
good.
think it did for the acting at the time it came out, but I think the story was lost on quite a few people. And I
Yeah,
can
and
understand
it's
that. I
pretty
watched it with my
violent.
mom, and my mom wasn't so grabbed by it. Was too, I guess, confused with the multiple stories where it does all fold in quite nicely, but it is hard to watch. It deals with some heavy drama, heavy trauma even.
Yeah. I mean, so it's basically not something like it's something you need to be ready for.
Yeah,
right? It's
I
not like
wouldn't,
put
sit
on
on
and
like
like
on a Sunday afternoon, like after
yeah,
dinner or
yeah. It's
whatever,
like okay, we're ready. We're in the moment. We're gonna watch this deep movie. Yeah, that's tough. Like it's tough nowadays. I feel like I don't have a lot of time to watch movies. I need to be really ready for a film like that's that deep. But I love
you
those
can't have
movies.
people running around.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
be on your phone.
No, yeah. Like I really want to like. It's like everyone go to bed. I'm gonna put this on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good record. I'm gonna have to check that out. You know, I'm gonna be a little selfish here, and I mean, I could recommend some things like Loki, which is great. Go watch. It's the best MCU series.
Do I need to watch last season's finale just to recap?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good too. It does a good, nice recap in case you kind of forgot because it's been a hot minute. But yeah, it's the best. The art direction on that show, and then Tom Hiddleston, and Owen Wilson are actually really well balanced. Yeah, they work really well together. I kind of want to watch them do more shit together or just continue Loki. But I kind of want to just talk about like I've been really fucking loving CouchSoup lately. Especially we've been doing we did that whole great series on Ahsoka. We did podcasts and articles and recaps, and we did a whole lead up of like how even like to get involved in Ahsoka. I've just been super proud of the team behind CouchSoup and everybody putting forth all the great content. We're doing something similar now with Spider-Man 2 coming out. I know it's the video game. It's huge. I'm hearing rumors it's going to be like Game of the Year status. And we're putting out, we got a members only video coming out today for if you're a member and you want to get like just everything you need to know about Spider-Man 2, the game, before it comes out. You must watch this, like Easter eggs, like what's going on, what to expect, like all like what we want out of that kind of game. We're gonna have a review of the game coming out this week. A lot of great content there, and then also we had a great content on PAX Australia and all the new games that were announced there. A lot from Nintendo. We got a review, first look at Super Mario Brothers Wonder that came out. So if you're kind of into that, I'm just super jazzed about what's going on CouchSoup.com and the articles that are coming out. I know Pagan, you're releasing a review on a video game that you streamed on Cracked the other day. So I could just feel the fever, and the content we're putting out is just top notch. I kind of want everybody to know about it. If you're not going there to reading and engaging on some of that content, and you're just here for Trailer Talk, that's great. We love you. But go check out CouchSoup.com, and if you're into movies, into games, into anime, even like we got shit for you. So go check that out. And I'm been really proud of everybody working really hard and writing great content and travel around the world. PAX Australia, guys. I mean, we had contributors going to events all over the world. So I don't know who else is. I don't see IGN covering PAX Australia. So kudos to everybody there. So thank you. And that'll do it, guys. That's Trailer Talk for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, Pagan, for coming here and being not mediocre at all. You actually brought your A game. I appreciate it.
I felt mediocre today.
Gary
I'm a little tired today. I'm a little mediocre.
Okay, well, that's okay. Well, I didn't see it. Maybe they did.
You're not mediocre. It's okay.
And thank you, Ghost Busey, Scary Busey, for joining us today as well. Yay! If you want to become a member on CouchSoup and support us, please do CouchSoup.com. Become a member. It's free, or you can pay and support us and support the creators and support the writers. That would be awesome, awesome, awesome. Cracked is coming out tomorrow. Pagan, right? You still on Resident Evil 4? We're close to the end.
We're finishing up tomorrow. Oh my God! So tomorrow is the last chapter, chapter 16. Hopefully, we're going to be able to finish it live on stream tomorrow. So let's go.
Let's go. Join that. You want to watch the finale of the Resident Evil playthrough. It's been a joy to watch. I can't wait to see what you're going to play next. And then Screen Smash, again, I talked about the bonus episode on Spider-Man 2. Is coming out today. It's members only. Go check that out. Become a member. It's easy to watch. And then Atlas Terminal, guys, is coming out on the 19th on Thursday. You'll want to check this out. It's our RPG series, sci-fi based characters. Really cool. Michael St. Gregory's leading the show as the GM. A lot of familiar faces from the community on the show. It's powerful. It's got some great production as well. So that'll be live streamed on Twitch and then uploaded later on YouTube. So check that show out. Until next time, we will see you next week on Tuesdays right here at noon where we live stream. And then you can listen to us in your ears as a podcast. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.